Survivor Series War Games is tomorrow night, so I think it's about time that we did some predictions. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to, as I said in the intro, my predictions for Survivor Series War Games 2025. As per usual in these prediction videos, when I actually remember to make them, I generally just go through a couple little things before we get into the main predictions. So if you're only interested in the predictions themselves, skip about a minute or two in for them. So first off, what's his name? The Gobbledygooker. He's there because it was Thanksgiving yesterday in America, I think. I don't know when Thanksgiving is, or yeah, that's about it. So to all the Americans, happy Thanksgiving, I suppose. And just want to say regarding Triple H, whatever happens here, whatever happens at Survivor Series, at least it does. The wrestling doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the stories or the wrestling in the ring. Survivor Series is in a stadium. We've sold over 40,000 tickets. Biggest gate in Survivor Series history. So, biggest sponsors. So it really doesn't give. It does not matter one single bit what happens because we made a shit ton of money. And, yeah. Jey Uso, yeet. Guy's a fraud. Where is LA Knight as well? Where is LA Knight? He holds up a sign saying we want LA Knight, not Jey Uso. He's now shadow banned. He's gone. He gets cut off TV. One of the biggest baby faces in the company. You literally have a match where it's just 5 baby faces versus 5 heels, and LA Knight isn't in it when he's been a part of the Vision storyline for so long. Has he? Am I making that up? Am I confusing him with the MFTs? I don't know. But why not LA Knight? I don't get it. Anyway, talking of the MFTs, on Friday Night SmackDown tonight, which is pre-taped because of Thanksgiving and all that stuff, you know, spending time with family, is part of the new WWE regime, apparently, in which we see a traditional 5-on-5 match, which has been brought back because you know, it's just been swapped out for War Games, which is a cool concept, but it's sort of getting a bit repetitive. And, you know, at the end of sort of every year, you just see all the baby faces and all the heels get pushed together for no real reason, when brand warfare makes more sense. They've sort of done that again here. I mean, Solo's MFTs make sense. They're a faction, but it's Sammy and the Machine Guns and Rey Fenix and someone else I can't even remember, Nakamura. I've got them there. I don't really care who wins. I feel like Sammy's team will win, but the MFTs should win, because if they don't, then what are they doing as a faction? So the match card itself, you got the 2 Survivor Series War Games matches, the 5-on-5 double cage match, which I actually sold that playset the other day. So if you want to go watch that video, check that out. And everything I've got for sale will be linked in my Vinted, or if you're interested in anything, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, we got the 2 War Games matches, which will take like an hour. So we only have 2 other matches on the card. The first of which, Stephanie Vaquer defends her Women's World title against Nikki Bella, and I expect her to retain. I don't think there's much we need to talk about there. Nikki Bella, her getting the title would be a step back, I think. This seems like they're sort of just killing time before Stephanie gets a big opponent, like Liv returns or Rhea turns to the title. I don't see her dropping it before Mania, really. Obviously, we'll get a better look at who her next opponent will be come like Royal Rumble season, and who's in line to win that. If Liv returns, if she could win the Rumble, she could go on to face Stephanie. I don't see it being Nikki Bella as the champion. I mean, Brie could come back. Brie could win her the match. Brie could also cost her the match, and then you get that feud. Who knows? Not dead interesting, is it? What should I talk about next? Should I go to John Cena? I think we're going to talk a lot about John Cena in the next couple of weeks, so I will go to John Cena next, who is defending his Grand Slam winning championship, the Intercontinental title, against the former champ, the man who he dethroned, Dominic Mysterio. This is, of course, his penultimate appearance in a WWE ring. Well, while being an active superstar, an active wrestler, because he's got tomorrow night and then the December the 13th at Saturday night's main event, and that's him. One of the theories is obviously the last time is now tournament is going on to see who will retire John Cena. The front runner for that is a Mr. Gunther, which sort of plays a part in where I see it going, because if Cena retains the title, he is guaranteed, because it's his only other appearance, to defend the IC title against Gunther or against whoever wins the tournament at Saturday night's main event. I do see Gunther going on to face John Cena. I don't see the point in the title being brought into the match, or what Gunther gets from winning the Intercontinental title again. Albeit I can see it as being, obviously it's a possibility, but realistically he's not going to be in the world title scene at all until Mania. It wouldn't hurt him to be the Intercontinental champion again, but I feel like it's bigger, there's too many elements when you bring in the IC title to it. It's a big enough match in itself, just Gunther versus Cena, Cena's final ever match, and Cena could really cement Dom as a top star if he gives him the win back, and it's very Cena-like to give Dom the title back, and that's the way I see it going. I am going to go with a Dom win, which will set up Gunther versus Cena for a non-title match at Saturday night's main event, but I don't think anyone will complain about that. It's Cena's last match, and it means, he doesn't have to... Gunther isn't given the IC title again, but at the same time, Dom could lose, he could move on from the IC title and move up the card. I don't really see that happening not anytime soon, but I don't see it happening yet. Albeit, Dom's held the title since Mania. That's a solid 6 months he's held the title. Dropped it, and he could gain it back again. But, there's so many shenanigans. Dom really taking that Eddie Guerrero lie, cheating, and stealing gimmick. Obviously, he's got JD McDonough, he's got Finn Balor. I don't know how I see this one going. Cena beat Dom so convincingly that I think it would take a lot for Cena to lose. If he does lose, I think Dom will have to... If Cena does lose, I think, again, we will see a ref bump, Cena gets a 1-2-3, or Dom taps out to the STF. I just don't see Cena losing clean. He won't lose clean to Dominic Mysterio, I don't think. But it would make sense if he did. I'm really split. I'm gonna leave it for a minute. I'm gonna take Finn and JD out of here, and I'm just gonna move Cena and Dom across to the other side of the ring while we talk about the women's War Games match. And at the end, I'll just go with my gut instinct as to who is gonna win that one. So next, we'll get to the women's War Games match, which I expect will kick off the show, probably, in which we see AJ Lee, of course, the only women's figure in the match that I have. I actually have Nikki Bella in the crowd. I've just noticed that. She's over there, if you can see her, next to Lita. So yeah. AJ is, of course, on the face side, along with Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss. On the heel side, you've got Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. It's quite a tricky one to call. I think it is going to come down between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, who gets the win there. I do see the most likely option being AJ pinning Becky, or, well, submitting her in the Black Widow. Is that what it's called? Is it called the Black Widow? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that's the most likely option I see. I just see the women's face side being so strong. You've got Io and Rhea, former world champions. Charlotte, obviously a multi-time world champion. Alexa's a multi-time world champion. On the other side, you've got Lash Legend, who is up and coming, but I think she'll put in a pretty monster performance, to be honest. I think Lash Legend will definitely put in a shift and come out of it better than she walked in. Nia Jax, again, another monster. She's a big unit, especially compared to the other women. So she'll, she's a force to be reckoned with. Becky Lynch, Intercontinental Champion. Asuka and Kairi. I would obviously there's that story with Io Sky, and when she held the title, Asuka, there was sort of some turmoil. I can't think of the word. There was some animosity. That's it. Animosity there. Now they're the tag champs. Obviously, they're going to be feuding with Charlotte and Alexa. That will carry on in the match. And there's a lot of overlapping rivalries, which is sort of always the case for War Games matches. I just see AJ getting the pin or submission win over Becky Lynch, and that sets up that match. I feel like there's more potential winners on the face side. Io could win, Rhea could win, to either of them, they could tag together. They could get the pin over Asuka or Kairi, set up a potential tag match. Yeah, I just think the face side on the women's will come out the winners. Most likely AJ picking up a submission victory over Becky Lynch and setting up an Intercontinental title match sometime in the future, whether that be the Royal Rumble or whenever it may be. So yeah, now we get on to what is most likely going to be the main event, the men's War Games match, where from left to right on the face side, you got Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes. And on the heel side, you have Braun Breaker, not Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar, aka Piss Boy, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Drew McIntyre, of course, flanked by Paul Heyman. It's a tough one to call. If you look at it, the face side is so stacked. Cody, Roman, CM Punk, Jay to a certain extent. Jimmy is the one that sort of sticks out as, he's not that popular, which is where LA Knight could have been, in my opinion. But I get the bloodline link and Jimmy and Jay and Roman, and Jimmy and Jay and Roman fight in the Vision. I feel like the Vision need the win more than the faces need the win, to be honest. And I think that's what should happen. Other than that, I wouldn't mind seeing, Logan cost them it. They kick Logan straight out. Braun takes over. Braun cements himself as the face of the Vision, and he's not the right hand man anymore. He's not the muscle. He is the main man. He takes control. Heyman looks like he's shitting himself and he's sweating, and I would like to see that. I think we're gonna see a combustion on both sides, to be honest, in some sort of way. Obviously, there's rivalries on either side of the match. So you've got Braun versus Cody, Braun versus Roman, Braun versus all of them. Lesnar has animosity between Roman, of course, Punk and Cody, Logan. No one likes Logan. Bronson Reed's been feuding with Jimmy, Jay, Roman. Drew obviously has had matches with Cody recently. A lot of animosity with the Bloodline, and obviously had a huge blood feud with CM Punk. So there is definitely animosity between the two sides, but also in the two sides. Like Cody and Roman's eyeing up the title still. Don't forget about that. He is still eyeing up the title. Roman and Punk, yeah, they coexisted at Survivor Series War Games last year, but they then went on to WrestleMania to fight each other alongside Seth Rollins, who, let's not forget, should have been in this match, probably instead of Logan Paul, and it would have completely changed the match, I think. If I don't, I don't know. I feel like if Rollins is in there instead of Logan Paul, I have less doubt about the Vision winning. I think I'd be more convinced about them winning. But the question is Rollins still the world champion at this point? If he didn't have to relinquish it, does Punk still beat Rollins? I'd be tempted to say yeah. Does Rollins then get the win back over Punk? They've got to stop feuding, right? They've got to stop feuding at some point. Does Rollins get a pin over Cody? Do they do that match again? Does he get a pin over Roman Reigns. Obviously, we've never had that match at WrestleMania. It's a huge match. It's a huge. Well, we had it in the triple threat, but we've never had it as a one-on-one match. We've not really seen them two face off one-on-one. They obviously fought at the Royal Rumble in 2022, was it? But we've not seen much of them feuding since then, really, which is interesting. Cody Punk as well is a match they could set up for WrestleMania. Jay is a bit of a loose cannon. You don't know what he's thinking at the minute. And then on the Vision side, do they trust Logan? Really? Does anyone trust Lesnar? I don't think so. I think we could see Braun. Well, Lesnar could give Braun an F5. I see Braun versus Brock being at WrestleMania. I don't know how much longer Brock is about after that match, or like from now on, really. But I do see Braun versus Brock taking place at WrestleMania, and that's one way you could get it in. I really don't know. But I went with a face win on the women's side, and I am more convinced about the Vision winning because I think they need it, and they haven't really got any big wins, so to speak. I mean, Bronson beat Roman Reigns, but that was, a bit of shenanigans there. The Usos came in and didn't help. I'm going to go with my gut. I think the Division need to win. The heels need to win on this side. Talking of heels winning, last one, Cena versus Dom. I came into it thinking Dom will win just because I think it works better, but I'm not. I'm not sure. Yeah, Dom wins. Dom wins in my opinion. So that'd mean both of the men's matches, the heels win. Both of the women's matches, the faces win. But it's all a bit of fun. We'll see if my predictions come true on the night, tomorrow night that is, and my review to that will probably be out on Sunday. I've got tons more content coming because it is nearly the beginning of daily December, starting from the 1st to the 31st. Obviously, that's how December works. That's how quite a few months work, actually, from the 1st to the 31st. But yeah, so if you like the sound of that, or if you like this video, like the video, obviously, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on, because there is tons more content coming to the channel. And yeah, that's all from me for today. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, as I've already said, leave a like. If you have any predictions as well, leave them in the comment section down below, as well as your thoughts on my predictions or any other video suggestions you would like to see, because I would really appreciate that going into daily December, because I need video ideas, because I've got like nearly 30 still to film. I've filmed a couple, but I've got nearly 30 to film. So yeah, that's all from me for today. Hype the video as well if you can, because I'd really appreciate that. Get it in the algorithm, because YouTube hates long form content. My videos are getting like 10 views, and then the shorts get like 3,000. What the fuck, YouTube? But yeah, anyway, that's it from me. So I'll see you next time, I suppose, if you want. Please.